So the game title's a fucking lie. You don't watch dogs, and there's no dogs in the game. So what the fuck? Hey everyone, my name is Erin Gray, and we are here on Illustrator, so I can poorly explain the plot of Watch Dogs 1. It's gonna be bad, guys, I promise. So just to preface that, one, my camera likes to autofocus, and I'm not gonna self-correct. I don't know how to fix it. And two, this is not an actual full detailed plot of the game. If you want that type of video, I can make one. I just wanted to do this for the meme, so here we go. We're gonna start on our wonderful canvas in the center with Aiden Pierce, my husband. And if you notice, directly below my head, I am wearing my Watchdog shirt that literally just came today. So Aiden Pierce is the protag of this game. And he's got a lot of connections. So hopefully I won't run out of canvas space because this is going to be bad if I do. So he is immediately connected to Damien Brinks, who the two of them worked together a long time that we're told to prior to the events of Watch Dogs 1. So the two of them are doing a job at the Merlot Hotel. So they're both doing a job at the Merlot. Oh wow, we already have a love triangle. Wow, amazing. A job at the Merlot Hotel. And there is a mystery second hacker that we don't know about. Actually, I'm gonna shorthand this. Second hacker. There is a C there, and there isn't either. So there is a second hacker at the Merlot job. We don't find out who the second hacker is until later in the game. So then the second hacker comes and, like, fucks up their hack. Because of that, there is a hit ordered on the two of these guys. And Aiden's niece, Lena, dies. So I'm going to put a giant red X over her name. Sorry, Lena, I love you. So because the hit happens, Aiden Pierce then goes on a tirade. He breaks off his connection, and I'm going to put that in another red thing. He breaks off his connection with Damien. 11 months later, he goes and he learns of the guy named Maurice. I don't think we learn his last name. We might. Maurice. The Hitman. Please deal with my chicken scratch. I apologize. So we learn who Maurice is with the help of Jordy Chin. So I'm going to put Jordy here. Jordy is a fixer. Another fixer that we learn about in the game. Then the whole thing with the baseball stadium happens. Why did I think this would be easy? I'm trying to, like, walk through it in my head, even though I know, like, it doesn't have to be perfect, because, like, Aiden has a connection to this bad boy chick. Bad boy 17, aka Clara, who, depending on who you are, can see this as a potential love interest. So Clara is assisting Aiden with hacking. So they help each other break into CTOS. And CTOS is just like a conglomerate organization that's just like chilling out over here. CTOS. He's just chilling. Saying hi. He's just vibing. He's vibing over here. They break into CTOS, they get the access they want. Then they're trying to figure out this prank phone call that happened. Because Aiden went to Nikki's house. Nikki is his sister. Sis. And then familial bond to Jax. So sure, let's put familial in green. So we're gonna highlight in green because green is the color of his eyes if you look closely enough. Also because he's Irish. They figure out that Damien is the source of the unknown phone call. Prank call. This bond kind of goes away a little bit. We're gonna Control E this. Ha 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 ha. So now they're in, like, contact? Like, there's, like, some bond? Because Damien tells them, okay, yeah, there is a second hacker. But Aiden's like, but we already knew there was a second hacker. So what the fuck you telling me this for, bro? And he's like, well, I got some dirt. I can help you. And we need each other. But Aiden's like, you need me, but I don't need you. Walks off dramatically. There's just like, Damien is just brought in Act 1 as like this person. And then Jordy comes back and says, hey, man, there is a guy from the baseball arena who is a survivor. I don't actually remember his name, so we're just going to put Survivor Man. So Aiden has to go to the prison after breaking in somewhere else, so I'm going to put prison in orange. So Aiden has to go give a little talksies. So he does like a little hacky thing. Proves, well, you're due to get out in 60 days, but what about 60 years? How does that sound? So then he does that. Aiden gets out of prison, wahoo. And then we get a call from Damien Briggs. Act 2 commences. So Damien actually kidnaps Nikki. Uh-oh. Wait, how the fuck am I going to show this on here? Purple? So Damien kidnaps Nikki. So then Aiden has to go protect Jax. Jax being his... Wait, no, I said Green. Green has to go protect Jax and then transfer Jax over to his therapist, Yolanda. And I don't know why you would bring your child to the therapist to spend a couple days there. I don't know why. Just give it to Clara. Damien gives you a hard drive that you have to figure out what's on the hard drive. And then Clara shows up at the Owl Motel, and the Owl Motel goes kaboom. So we're gonna put that like in red. That's a kaboom. I promise I was an artist in my past life. Now Aiden is out of a location. So Clara knows of Ted Bunker and knows how to get into it, or knows of the man named Tobias who worked originally on the bunker. The bunker was originally CTOS. Just chilling over here still. It was originally the first CTOS site, still online, still hacked into everything, but offline. Tobias, so Aiden has to go do a little hacky hack on Tobias to get the remote for the bunker. So they get into the bunker. The signal for the IP address on the hard drive is coming from the Viceroy district, or Rossi Fremont, which is Viceroy territory. So Aiden goes to turn it on. Wait, I need to put Viceroys in here somewhere. Viceroys can have their own little thing. Viceroys. Woohoo. So they get CTOX access. Wait, I need to add that too. Fuck. So Aiden goes and does a little hacky hack on, boom, he hacks in to CTOS on the Viceroy thing, and then now he now has access to the Viceroy domain. And this is when he learns of Iraq. He learns of Iraq and Bedbug, otherwise known as Tyrone. That's his real name. Iraq has the key to get into the server room, so we're going to put that in orange. And they can't get into the server room unless if he has access through his RFID tag. So, what does Aiden do? Aiden thinks he can try to get through with Bedbug. So he tries to use blackmail, and we're gonna put blackmail in a brown. He uses blackmail onto Bedbug to try to get in that way. So they figure out that there's an auction coming up. They have to get into the auction because Iraq's going to be there. So meanwhile, while they're trying to figure out the whole thing with Bedbug, they need to get into this auction. So the auction is being run through by the Chicago South Club. So Chicago South Club, which is basically a crime syndicate. Another one. Because, of course, what is a Watch Dogs game without those? The auction is being run through the Chicago South Club. So Aiden pretends to be Crispin something. Or Crispin's his last name. I don't actually remember his first name. It's not that important. So we're going to put this fake yellow color that he pretends to be Crispin in order to get into the auction. But while he's pretending to be Crispin, he not only steals a car, but he also meets a girl named Poppy, who could potentially be a second love interest, but that's up to you if you want to think that. So they go to the auction, and they meet Mr. Quinn, otherwise known as Lucky Quinn. Lucky Quinn at the auction. He is also the leader of the Chicago South Club. And we learn that Lucky Quinn has ties with Iraq, however you want to pronounce it. So these two have strong ties. So I'm going to put, like, hearts, because they have fucking very strong ties. Wow, I mean, those two have really good hearts. What the fuck? So we meet them at the auction. And then they shoot up the auction, well, while Aiden's trying to escape the auction, and then promises to Poppy that I'll get all your friends freed, and then so he does. And then we return back to Bedbug, who Bedbug gets us into the server room. So I think this is the color I used. So Bedbug gets us into the server room, so we could look at the servers and the stuff in there. So we hack into the server room, and we only download about like 24% of the stuff that happens, or the data that they have. And it's all, so we're going to put another hacky hack line, because it's all bring back to the bunker. Wahoo. It's all brought back to the bunker. And then they realize it's all encrypted in something really weird that only Raymond Kenny can decrypt, because it's his encryption key. And Raymond Kenny, we've been hearing his name a little bit in the background of the game at this point. Can you please register that I'm writing? Thank you, goodbye. So Raymond Kenny, otherwise known as T-Bone. Still don't know how he got his nickname, by the way. So Raymond Kenny is the one who made the encryption for the stuff in the server room. So Aiden has to go find Raymond Kenny. It also should be noted that Clara is familiar with Raymond Kenny because he's a legend. So Aiden Pierce has to go find Mr. Kenny. They find Raymond Kenny, and then hack into Bloom. Bloom is the creator of CTOS. Or they bought out CTOS or something. So we're gonna put, like, I don't know. What color is Bloom? Black? White? Alright. So Bloom created CTOS. Like, this bond is infinite. It will always exist, probably. So Bloom created CTOS, so Aiden has to hack into Bloom to get Raymond out of the system. So here he goes. Boop. He has to hack into Bloom so that Raymond Kenny can no longer be in their system. So we're going to put another line from Raymond Kenny. And Kenny, And we're gonna put a big red squiggle. Actually, just an X here will do. So that Raymond Kenny is no longer in the system. While he's there, he spots Damian Brinks of all people. So we're gonna put a light brown. Damian Brinks is at the Bloom office, and I'm surprised I recall all this information. So he is at the Bloom office doing whatever the fuck he was doing, making a deal. So then there's a standoff at Raymond Kenny's place. His home goes kaboom. Boom. See, I went to art school, I promised. Raymond Kenny comes back with him to the bunker. So then they go to the bunker and then realize, like, oh shit, that's my encryption key. What? And then they realize they need the full download. So Aiden goes himself to the server room. He physically goes there. And to show that he physically goes there, I'm going to mark this in a lighter green. Because he physically goes to the server room. He personally visits the server room. And then Aiden also personally kills Iraq and most of the viceroys, but we don't really talk about the other half. Iraq is gone. Iraq is now dead. Bedbug, as far as we know, is still alive. They start looking at the files, and they determine that it's all bad juju information, blackmail basically on everybody in the city. Oh god, what happens next? They hack into the server room, but they need time to decrypt it. And then Aiden goes off to no, wait, that's after. Wait, what? There's this other hacker that we meet called Default, which we learn more about in the DLC, but I'm not talking about the DLC, I'm just talking base game. So Default is a hacky boy who also looks like a rat, and I'm gonna draw you a rat right fucking now. There he is, and then we're gonna get a light color for the tail, and for the ear, and then, oop, whisker. There, he is a rat. Default breaks into the bunker, so he hacks his way into the bunker, steals all their data, so the data doesn't exist anymore. So we're gonna just pretend ooh, data gone. Oh no. So then what happens next is that Aiden has to go after. Well, Raymond first goes after Default. T-Bone is the first one to go after Default, and he's very angry because we don't like it when rat boys fuck with our shit. Not in Red vs. Blue, and definitely not in Watch Dogs. But first, before that even happens, we learned that Clara was the one who sold out Damien and Aiden. So Default was the one to tell us this information about selling out, essentially. And I'm going to put this in this color. Sold out. So you could say that this friendship no longer exists. I'm going to put that in a bigger X. That friendship no longer exists. And I'm going to put in this color. I don't even have a color key anymore at this point. So Claire is the one to sell out Damien and Aiden respectively. For then Maurice to do the hit on Aiden. And Claire kind of fucks off for a little bit. Then Aiden goes after Default. So then Aiden goes after him. They get the information back. Thank you, Raymond Kenny. Info. Yay. Raymond gets the info. Aiden goes after Default, and Default is at his club called Dot Connection. That X should be uppercase, but it's fine. Default is actually a musician who works at Dot Connection, and then Aiden follows him to Dot Connection, and then takes him out. So we're gonna put that in like an orange, because he doesn't die. Defaults out of the picture. Raymond determines, like, okay, you need to talk to your boy Damien again, because a lot of this information, you need to figure out why Damien wants it, and you need to basically play his hand. So Aiden goes to speak with Damien and speak to his sister on the phone, and determines that Damien is like, oh, well, since you didn't want to, like, hang out with me or help me, fuck you, and the police are gonna come after you now. Damien uploads some things for the police to go after Aiden. Aiden ignores everything, and then he also figures out where they're keeping his sister. So he then goes to save his sister. I'm gonna put this in a wonderful green. So we save the sister. Oh, and at some point, Jax goes to try to find his mom, which is Nikki, which is his sister. So that makes him his nephew. And we had to go save him. So yay, saved. That happened earlier. I didn't remember that until now. And we save Nikki, and then we have to we drive Nikki, we find her at Yolanda's house. Find her at Yolanda's house. Then we get Nikki and Jax out of the city. So we're just going to put this in a nice... Bye, Chicago. So they leave the city. It's at this point where we... Actually, wait. We already learned earlier that Iraq is the second hacker. Or he was the second hacker. Because he's no longer alive. So Iraq was the second hacker in the Merlot job. We also do learn, after we take Nikki and Jax out of the city, that Lucky Quinn was the one to order the hit on Damien and Aiden. And he's also the owner of the Merlot Hotel. What a shocker. And Aiden returns to the Merlot to then kill Lucky Quinn. So then he succeeds. Lucky Quinn is... Wait, that's not red. I wanted red. So he goes to the Merlot and kills Lucky Quinn. So Lucky Quinn is now dead. And then Aiden now has to flee the police. So we successfully flee the police because that's our job in this game. Damien decides to be a little fucker. And he starts making things go boom. Exploding everything. Kaboom. So then we have to track down Damien. So then we have to, like, hack into a satellite, which is Raymond's big idea. And I'm going to put that in yellow because we're towards the end of this video. So we're going to put that in yellow. That looks like a fucking mushroom cloud. What the fuck? I promise I have a degree in fine art. Raymond's idea, because he did it 11 years ago or whatever at that point in the game. And so they hack into a CTOS satellite. So we're going to put CTOS satellite down here. Or it's like the Bloom satellite or whatever. Like they're all connected. So Aiden hacks into this satellite to shut down the entirety of CTOS and Chicago. So CTOS is currently shut down. Then Aiden goes to find Damien and then goes to kill him. But Jordy shows up and we're like, what the fuck? And he's like, it's just a contract, man. No homo. Like, we loosely eliminate him, but not really. We just knock him out because we see him in the end credits. And then we shoot Damien and then roll credits. And we see during the roll credit scene that we do have the option to kill Maurice or not. I know in my playthrough, I shot Maurice. So, and then we are left with... God, what the fuck did I do here? Oh my! We did it, guys. The plot of Watch Dogs, poorly explained. you're welcome. So thank you guys. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give a like and a subscribe to my channel for more content like this. If you do want a legit video about me explaining the plot of Watch Dogs, please feel free to let me know and I will do that. I'll probably do something similar to this when I finish Watch Dogs 2 in the coming weeks, so be on the lookout for that. And thank you guys so much for following my content, and I hope you got a good kick out of this as me explaining poorly the plot of Watch Dogs. See you guys in the next video. Bye!